Chapter 4. Glitter, I hardly recognized you! Flashed with a laugh. Glitter spun a circle, showing off her new look. Her normally white fur was stripped with all the colors of the rainbow from ears to tail. It's Crazy Fur Day! I decided to put my favorite fur chalk to the test. I passed it with flying colors, Sparkle said, winking. Twinkle groaned and slapped a paw to her forehead. The four friends trotted down the road to school like every morning. Flashes down and helped her arrange her fur into pointy spikes. She felt like a giant hedgehog. Sparkle had her golden fur all around her face, puffed out like that of a lion. And Twinkle added some colorful glitter to her fur so she shimmered in the morning sunlight. Flash couldn't help giggling every time she glanced over her friends. They were quite a sight together as they approached the Cutiecorn Academy. The pups could see daughter students arriving into the building. Everybody looked possum. Flash felt a warm glow run through her. She loved Spirit Week, and it was only Tuesday. After putting their backpacks into their lockers, Flash and friends headed to the courtyard from behind the school and found seats out on the bleachers. Mrs. Horn stood on a little stage in front of them. Flash burst out laughing. "Oh my God! Look at Mrs. Horn's fur!" The head of Cutiecorn came in big blue polka dots all over her blue, gray, and white husky fur. The dots matched her horn perfectly. "Looks like Mrs. Horn has the same fur chalk I do," Glitter said, giggling. "Good morning, students! Welcome to day 2 of Spirit Week." Mrs. Horn peered through them. Excuse me. "Too bad none of you decided to do anything crazy about your fur today." Everyone laughed. They all looked lucky and they knew it. "Now I want to know what you're eager to hear and what will be out today," Mrs. Horn continued. "And you're in luck. It's time for a scavenger hunt." The pups all burst out in excited barks. "Bow wow! A scavenger hunt!" You'll each receive a list of 5 Tim items to track down, both inside and outside the school. All the lists are different, Mrs. Horn explained. You'll need speed, smarts, and magics to locate the Tim items. Once you find them, touch it with your paw. Then use your magic to draw a check mark next to that Tim item on your list. Flash felt a sudden flutter of nerves zip through her. The first year students were just learning to use their magic to write on paper, and it was doggone hard. Glitter put a paw on her forehead. Don't worry, Flash. Your magic writing skills have gotten so good lately. All you need to do is focus. Flash felt herself relax. Glitter had amazingly strong caring magic. She always knew what to say, just to make her friends feel better. The next few minutes were an exciting blur as all the teachers handed out lists to the pups. Before Flash knew it, Mrs. Horn blew her whistle, and they all went racing off into the woods in different directions. The hunt was on. Flash glanced down her list, trying to stay calm and collected. She needed to find a winter hat, a tall sunflower, a stone bigger than her paw, a measuring tape, and a container of apple cider. Easy peasy. She decided to tackle the outdoor to find them. So first she raced to the school garden far away. She could even see the bed of towering sunflowers were swaying against the breeze. But she had to touch one before she could mark it off her list. She ran towards them as fast as her paws could take her. Flash touched the stem of the tallest sunflower very gently. Then she took a deep breath. Finding the flower was the easy part. Now to mark it off her list. She closed her eyes for a minute, listening to the far-off barks of other pups. She could do this. Like Glitter said, all she needed to do was focus. Flash felt her horn begin to glow. And the magic warmed her like a cup of warm tea. She stared at the list in her paw, concentrating hard. After a moment, a glittering purple checkmark appeared next to the words, Tall Sunflower. Flying furballs! She had done it! Flash leaped into the air and went out with a cheerful yip. Feeling more confident than ever, Flash darted off to find the rest of the times on her list. All the stones that made up the school building were bigger than her paw, so that was an easy one. She tracked down the container of apple cider found for the cafeteria refrigerator, and she found a winter hat after digging through the lost and found box in the front office. Each time she made her body and very still and focused all her energy on drawing the magical check mark on her list. And each time it worked. Now Flash just had one last item to find. A measuring tape. She thought for a moment. Then used rulers in math class. Where would she find a measuring tape? Suddenly she knew where. The shop class. First students usually didn't take shop class, but Flash had heard all of belly from her big rudder dash. Pups used all sorts of tools to build incredible things from scratch. Flash ran for the hallways, barking and waving to her friends she passed along the way. When she reached the shop class, she could hardly believe her eyes. The classroom was huge, with large tables at the center and shelves of all tools. Tools around the edges. Next to the wall next to the door was lined with pile of wood and beams. They looked like they just recently arrived for a project. Holy bones! Flash breathed. This is amazing! She began to search for a measuring tape, but she couldn't find any that small across the saws, sanders, paint cans, and mallets. There had to be a closet for smaller tools, but where? She scanned the walls, looking for a closet door. She noticed that top of the door frame behind the pile of wood and beams. The wood was blocking the closet. No wonder she had been able to find it. Time for a little magic, flashed up a grin. Rubbing her paws together, she never shifted anything quite as big as this pile of wood before. But she knew she could do it. Concentrating with all her might, she focused on her magic. She felt herself shaking with effort. But slowly, the whole pile of wood lifted slightly into the air. Flash gritted her teeth as the wood inched right until it was finally away from the door. Flash tried to lower it gently to the ground, but she was tired. The wood fell onto the pile with a loud crash. Whoops, Flash set up a nervous giggle. She'd come back for that in a minute, but for now she used a shaking paw to open the closet door. Sure enough, there were all sorts of smaller tools inside. Hammers, wrenches, screwdrivers, pliers, and even measuring tapes. Pup-tastic. Flash quickly tapped off measuring tape using her magic to check it off. She breathed a huge sigh of relief. She'd done it. Now she just had to get back to the courtyard and turn in her finished list. She closed the closet behind her. But as she turned to face the bathroom door, she felt a sinking feeling in her stomach. She had moved the wood pile right from the exit. Flash took another deep breath. She had to move it right back. But after a moment, Flash knew she was in trouble. She couldn't get the beams to budge. She was doggone tired. And now she was trapped.